Hi everybody, welcome back. So now that we have about 3 and a bit months left of 2022, I've really started to think a little bit more closely, a little bit more in depth as to the makeup items I want to use up by the end of the year. So I want to talk about that in today's video. I've gone through my makeup collection and I've pulled out some makeup items that I either want to have used up or I want to start working on using up. Now there are quite a few makeup items in today's video that I want to talk about, so I am under no illusion that I'm going to finish off every single item, but if I can just start to focus on all of them, then that would be really good. So there are a few items in my project pan that are very close to being used up, so I am hoping that I can completely use up a few of these items that I'm going to speak about in today's video. So I do have quite a few things that I want to talk about, so I'm just going to get straight into things. And the first two items that I'm probably going to include in my project pan are my two Vive eyeshadow sticks. I've got them in the shades Sand and Camel. Sand is like a very warm beige shade. That is how Sand swatches. And Camel is slightly darker, still very warm, but a bit more brown in tone. So Sand here, Camel here. Now I love these shadow sticks. They make for a really quick, easy and natural makeup look. So if you need to quickly get out the door in the morning, or you've only got say 5-10 minutes, but you want a little bit of something on your eyes, then these shadow sticks are great. So I'm not panning, or I don't want to pan these products because I don't like them, but they have a 12-month shelf life, and I got these for either Christmas and or birthday actually, so obviously December, and then my birthday is the start of January, so they're actually coming up to the 12-month shelf life, and I opened them pretty much as soon as I got them, so I need to start working on using these up, because I feel like eyeshadow sticks, because they're a cream product, you need to be kind of strict with the shelf life, because they're going to start to dry out, they're not going to be as pigmented, they're not going to be as nice to work with. So I want to start focusing on these, get them used up, because I don't want them to go bad and I don't want them to be like a waste of money. So I want to get them into my project pan once there is a gap in my project pan to include them. And because these are quick and easy, and because they are like a natural makeup look, I think I should hopefully enjoy using these even more than I enjoy using them as it is. I've got a few more Vive products to talk about in today's video actually. I have 3 lip liners next that I want to speak about. Again, I got these for birthday and Christmas last year, and I've got them in the shades Velvet Sand, which is kind of like Strip Down by MAC. That's in my project pan. So actually once I've finished off Strip Down, I think I might replace it with this one. I've also got Bark, which is a mid-toned neutral brown, very 90s brown lip liner look, that one is. And then I've also got Rumour, which is darker, and this one kind of verges on purple, and this one to me is very autumnal, very like November, so that one's at the bottom there. Now I like Velvet Sands, I like the lightest shade there, but the other two I don't really wear, and it's just because they're that bit darker, and I don't like a lot of dark makeup on myself. I like my makeup to be very light and very fresh, so I'm not actually getting my use out of 2 of these 3 lip liners, and I wouldn't repurchase them. I like the consistency, I like that they're creamy, they're easy to work with, they're really pigmented, but it's just the shades. So out of the 3 of them, Velvet Sands would be the only one that I would potentially repurchase, but I wouldn't bother again with Rumour and Bark because they are that bit darker and they're not really, I was going to say they're not really my kind of colours, but I do quite like a brown makeup look, but they're just a bit too dark. I like lighter browns, lighter neutrals. But I think what I want to do is I want to layer these. I want to do like a darker colour on the outside of my lip line or the outer perimeter, and then on the inside go in with one of the lighter colours. But as we're moving into October and November, I very much like wearing really warm browns, and there's some seasonal makeup looks that I want to consider in my Shop My Stash. So it's likely, well, actually it's my intention to include these lip liners in Shop My Stashes, because I feel like they do fit the makeup looks that you associate with October and November. That real autumnal brown, bronze, gold type of makeup look. Now I don't think I'm going to finish all 3 of these lip liners up by the end of the year, because I have quite a lot left, and that's a lip liner a month. That is not going to happen. But if I can potentially finish up Velvet Sands, the lighter one, and then start working on these two, then that would be great. And I also want to work on 3 of the 5 Vive lipsticks I've got as well. Again, very, very similar colours to the brown lip liners, and I bought them because they pair well together. So on Vive's website, if you wear this particular lip liner, it goes well with this particular lipstick, and vice versa. The lightest shade is Treasure, which I really do not like. It swatches beautifully on my hand, so it is here. But on the lips, it is so pale and it's so draining. It makes all of like my face and my lips blur into one, makes my teeth look very yellow. Just not a very nice lipstick on the lips, but on my hand, lovely. So I've swatched the other 2. So the one in the middle is Power Suit. This one I really like. This is the only Vive lipstick that I would actually repurchase. It is a burnt orange lip, so beautiful for the autumnal months. Very kind of like pumpkin spice type of lip shade, and it's so beautiful, and I feel like that one really flatters my colouring as well. And then underneath that is Coming in Hot, which is a little bit darker than Treasure up the top. Well, that's really starting to ache my hand. There we go. A little bit darker than Treasure over here, but still not the right kind of orangey brown shade on me. Now, I love Vive makeup, but I'm not keen on the lip products. So like I mentioned with the lip liners, wouldn't really repurchase them. Maybe Velvet Sands, but possibly not. And the lipsticks I wouldn't repurchase because I don't think the shades are right on me. I don't think, apart from Power Suit in the middle, I don't think any of the other shades are a perfect match on me, and the consistency is a little bit drying as well. It does start to feel a little bit uncomfortable. Staying power is great, pigmentation is excellent, but it's just the shades and how comfortable they feel. So again, don't think I'm going to use up all 3 of these lipsticks, but if I can start layering them, wearing them in conjunction with the lip liners as well, that way I can start to wear through them, get them starting to be used up, and then maybe next year look to putting them in things like project pans just to get them used up in their entirety. Okay, one item that I should be used up with by the end of this year is an eyeliner from Peaches and Cream, and this is in the shade Dynasty, and it's a burnt orange up the top there. Really lovely as an all over lid colour, and because the eyeliner is really creamy, it's very comfortable to apply all over the lids. So for today I have got MAC Teddy all over the lids and then patina eyeshadow over the top, and it's really uncomfortable to use a MAC eyeliner as an all over the lid eye colour. Peaches and Cream, a much creamier formulation, so it's a lot more comfortable to do that with, and this looks beautiful blended out all over the lid, but I can also layer it with some colours from, say, my Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. And then, like I said, you know, because we're going into October, we're going into November, those are the months where I like to wear very warm, very orangey, red, copper, bronze type of makeup. So I feel like this this eyeliner can be a good base for lots of those eyeshadows over the top. And then because you are using it all over the lid, you sharpen it more frequently, so you're going to get down it a lot quicker. So I think I could use this one up by the end of the year. I think this one is a doable. Okay, some others that are on my radar. The Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I'm not hugely impressed with this concealer. I think it's alright, does a good job. The shade match for me probably isn't the best. I've got Porcelain and it's too dark and too yellow. I'm not wowed by it, and there are other concealers that I want to use up. So once I'm done with the 2 concealers that are in my project pan, I will replace them with this. Maybe wear this one as a foundation as well. Although it can look a little bit heavy, I still need to find the best way to use a concealer as an all-over foundation. But also this is 15ml as well. This is a big concealer. It's like double the size of your standard concealer. So I really want to get this used up. I don't want it hanging around in my collection for too long. Also because the shelf life is 12 months and I've definitely had this longer than 12 months. So it is going to start to dry out like my Fenty concealers in my project pan are. Next is a product I bought this year. I got it as part of a mini set from Space NK, and it's by the brand Rare Beauty, so Selena Gomez's makeup collection, and it's the mini liquid highlighter. Now, I'm not a massive highlighter fan. If you watch my videos regularly, you'll know that. But also it is a pink, it's like an icy pink highlighter. Not my shade. I much prefer a warmer, like yellow gold highlighter than an icy pink like this. So I do want to start wearing this a little bit more frequently, get it in my project pan once my current highlighter has been finished off, and then I can layer this as well with other powder highlighters that I've got in my collection. However, if you own any of these Rare Beauty highlighters or blushes, you know that they take forever to use up because you only need the smallest amount of product, a couple of dots, maybe sort of like 2-3 dots of this along your cheekbone. That is all you need. So it is a product that is going to take a while to use up unless I start incorporating it into body lotions, for example. But I don't really want to do that with this yet. Maybe further down the line I will start to do that, but as of now I do want to start just using it as a makeup item like it's intended to be used. But yeah, it's not a shade of highlighter that I would choose to buy. It came in a set, so I had no choice but to have this colour highlighter. But it is a very lovely product. I do really like the highlighters and blushes from Rare Beauty. Next is an item that I've spoken about quite a few times when I've done these types of videos, when I've talked about the kind of makeup items that I want to use up. It's a lipstick and it's by MAC, and it's also in conjunction with Nick Chapman, and it is a, I'm running out of space, it is a warm peachy pink coral. Looks beautiful on my hand. There it is. Looks beautiful on my hand, and in theory it should suit my complexion. It is a lipstick shade, you know, suited to warm complexions, but there's something about this shade on its own on my lips that just doesn't quite work. However, layering this over the top of MAC Strip Down that's in my project pan is really beautiful, and I've been doing that quite a lot recently because it warms up and provides a bit more pinkiness to the lip liner, but it tones down the coralness of the lipstick, so it's a really nice combination. So it will also work, where is it? Oh, so much makeup on my hands. It will also work with Velvet Sands lip liner by Vive as well. So I might, and I've said this a few times so far in this video, but I might put this in my project pan soon because I can wear it in conjunction with MAC Strip Down liner that's currently in my project pan, but also with the Velvet Sands one that I will replace MAC Strip Down with once I've used it up. But yeah, this is one that I've had for a while. I've mentioned numerous times that this lipstick doesn't quite suit me, but it works really well paired with other shades. And I don't have loads of this left, and this is a lipstick that you can apply quite a bit of. It is a cream sheen formulation, so it's not super pigmented like your matte lipsticks are going to be. So yeah, you can get through this fairly quickly because you can build up the intensity of the colour. So yeah, I've got good hopes for this one. But saying that, I don't think I would use this up by the end of the year, but if I could make some good progress on it, I would be happy. And then of course the items that are in my project pan I really want to be done with by the end of the year. I think most of these items I want to finish off by the end of the year. So first up, my two Fenty concealers in the shades 185 and 150. Now I am starting to notice that there's not as much product on the ones when I open them, when I use them, and I have as well started using them as foundation as well, so that also really helps. But they are quite drying. I feel like these have started to go past their best now, so really want to get these used up by the end of the year. The foundations I have in my collection are very new foundations, so it's nice that I don't have a foundation that I think that's going to run out soon. I really need to focus on that. That means that I can focus on these. I can use these as concealers, I can use these as foundation, so hopefully I can get these used up by the end of the year. When it comes down to it, however, I'm not going to take the stopper out. I'm not that fussed about these concealers. I wouldn't repurchase them. If they were a concealer that I loved and I didn't want to be done with, I'd take the stopper out, but they're not. So once I can no longer scrape out any product from the tube, I'm going to call these quits. And hopefully that'll be this year. Another Fenty product, my cream bronzer. I had a really nice big pan in this. Really big pan, And I did have a comment on one of my videos saying just be careful that you might actually have a lot of product around the edges because it's been built up, so it's actually quite high. It's possibly like to the top of the container. So what I did is I took a manicure tool, scraped out all the product from around the edges, and then took a makeup spatula and sort of pressed the product into the middle of the pan. So hopefully this is going to be a lot easier now for me to pan than getting a brush around the little bits around the edge. And I used it this morning. I took my brush and I like dabbed it in there. I didn't swipe at the product because I didn't really want to disturb it too much, and it applied fine. So hopefully now that all the product is concentrated in the middle, I can get through this product a lot quicker, and I should now be able to use this one up by the end of the year. I think I've got enough product in here now to take me through probably right up until December. One item for sure I'm going to be done with, because I'm not sure if you'll even be able to see this. This is my Becca Champagne Pop highlighter. I've got the smallest amount of product up there and a teeny tiny bit up there. So this one I think by the end of next month, no, end of October, I'll be done with. And also this is really crumbly now that I've repressed it as well, so this one should be an absolute definite. If I don't finish it up then something horrible has gone wrong. Last few items, again one that I'll definitely be done with by the end of this year, hoping to be done with it by the end of this month actually, so by the end of September. My NYX eyeshadow base, a product that's been in my project pan for months, and I'm really scraping the last little bits out of this now. There's such little product left on the wand, but there's still a small amount there, so that's why I've not called it quits yet. But once this is running dry, I'll be done with it. It's a really good eyeshadow base, really affordable, long-lasting eyeshadow base. So this one should be a nice, quick, easy win. Another quick easy win is my MAC Strip Down Lip Liner. If I can, I'll swatch it here. I'll swatch it near Velvet Sands. It's slightly darker than Velvet Sands, which is this one here. So that's Velvet Sands MAC Strip Down. So very, very similar, and works well with the Vive lipsticks as well. This is a really easy wearable lip shade. Very good on my complexion. It's like a really nice nude orangey brown lip shade. A great product to just constantly reapply throughout the day. I can layer up with a lip gloss, with lipsticks, wear it on its own, a bit of lip balm over the top, so very versatile. And also because it's a nude shade, I can wear it on non-makeup days as well. And I don't have much of this left, and this is a type of lip liner shade, like I say, I can get through really quickly. So I think 2 months with this one and I'll be done. Lip liners are still a part of my makeup inventory that's quite large. I chuckled just then because I recently bought 4 lip liners, so I'm not helping myself. And then last item is another MAC product. Don't have much of this left. I've got slightly less of this left than the lip liner. However, I don't use this, or I don't use as much of this as I do the lip liner. This is MAC Teddy eyeliner. This is the eyeliner that I've got all over my lid. It is a dark brown with a bit of gold in there, a bit shimmery, but as I blended it out all over my lid, it does go quite purple. It's a bit of a weird shade, and I'm just not a huge fan of MAC eyeliners. They're very drying, and I've just had this for quite some time, and it's been in and out of project pans over the last couple of years, and I just want to be done with it. And I feel like I'm finally seeing progress with this eyeliner. I'm finally noticing that it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So I'm very nearly there, and very much want to be done with this one by the end of the year. So I think I am going to keep applying it how I've done today. So all over the lid, blend it out, and then that way I'm going to get through it quicker because it needs to be sharpened on a more regular basis. So hopefully by the end of the year this one will be done. So that was a quick whistle stop tour through all of the makeup items that I want to be either used up with by the end of this year, or I want to start working on using them up. But as my hand shows, there are lots of makeup items that I've spoken about in today's video, so I'm not expecting, of course, to be done with all of them, but they are on my radar. They are items that I am well aware of, so they're going to start to appear in project pans, shop my stashes, and they're going to be items that I'm going to focus on. So thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed it. If you have makeup items that you yourself are thinking of having used up by the end of the year, please let me know what they are below, and I'll see you very soon for my next one. Thank you guys, bye.